You think you're doing everything right. You wake up early. You skip the heavy cream in your coffee. You trade your morning muffin for a bowl of what you believe is the pinnacle of health. And you feel good about yourself. But what if I told you that one specific food, a staple in thousands of pantries across the country, is silently sabotaging your metabolism and spiking your blood sugar every single morning? You feel the afternoon crash, the brain fog, and the constant fatigue, yet you blame your age or your busy schedule. I am Dr. Harrison Blake, and today I am pulling back the curtain on the silent enemy lurking in your kitchen. Before we dive into the science that could change your life, please take a quick second to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a vital update on your longevity. If you have ever felt that mid-afternoon slump, let me know in the comments below, because today we are breaking the cycle for good. For the last 15 years, I have dedicated my professional life to unraveling the complexities of metabolic health. My goal has always been simple yet ambitious, which is to translate clinical data into actionable daily habits that help you reclaim your energy and protect your heart. I have seen thousands of patients walk through my clinic doors feeling exactly how you feel right now, and the common denominator is almost always a misunderstanding of what actually constitutes a healthy meal. We are constantly bombarded by marketing labels that claim a product is heart healthy or low fat, but in the world of biochemistry, those labels are often meaningless. When you hit your 40s, 50s, and 60s, your body loses its metabolic flexibility. It becomes less efficient at handling glucose spikes, which means that the exact same food you ate without consequence at 20 is now causing systemic inflammation and insulin resistance in your 50s. Let's talk about that bowl of heart-healthy granola or instant oatmeal you have been relying on. Most people assume that because it contains oats, nuts, and a touch of fruit, it is a metabolic neutralizer. Nothing could be further from the truth. Even the so-called natural sugars and processed grains in these breakfast items lead to a rapid glucose surge that forces your pancreas to pump out an excess of insulin. Over time, this repetitive cycle is exactly what leads to high triglycerides and a plummeting HDL level. When your insulin is chronically high, your body stops burning fat for fuel and starts storing it around your midsection. It is a biological lock that prevents you from losing weight, no matter how much you walk or exercise. You are effectively running on a treadmill of high blood sugar that leaves your cells exhausted and your energy levels bottoming out by 3 in the afternoon. The danger here is that you do not feel the damage happening in real time. Glucose spikes are silent. You do not feel your arteries hardening or your liver struggling to process the fructose overload. But the biomarkers do not lie. When I look at the blood work of patients who think they're eating healthy, I consistently see the same patterns. Creeping A1C levels, high triglycerides, and a stubborn HDL number that refuses to climb, no matter how many supplements they take. The issue is not just the food itself, but the lack of pairing. You see, the modern diet is too focused on the individual item, rather than the chemical reaction of the meal as a whole. You are consuming high carbohydrate loads in isolation, without the fiber, protein, or healthy fats necessary to buffer the glucose impact. Think of your bloodstream like a highway. If you dump a truckload of sugar onto that highway at once, you create a massive traffic jam. Insulin is a traffic cop trying to clear the mess. But as you age, the cop gets tired and the traffic jam becomes a permanent fixture. This is how you develop metabolic syndrome. The good news is that your body is remarkably resilient if you give it the right tools. You do not need to starve yourself or switch to a restrictive diet that makes you miserable. You just need to change the sequence and the composition of your intake. The science is clear. When you front-load your day with high-quality protein and fats before you introduce any carbohydrates, you significantly flatten that glucose curve. I want you to consider the composition of your next meal. Instead of reaching for that bowl of cereal, what if you swapped it for a savory breakfast? Think of eggs, avocado, perhaps some sautéed spinach, or a handful of walnuts. By doing this, you are providing your body with the amino acids it needs to build hormones and the healthy fats required for brain cognition without triggering the insulin spike that ruins your energy for the rest of the day. This is not just about weight loss. It is about cognitive longevity. High blood sugar is directly linked to neuroinflammation, which is one of the primary drivers of brain fog and age-related memory decline. By stabilizing your glucose, you are essentially protecting your brain from the slow erosion caused by modern dietary habits. Let us dive deeper into the science of triglycerides. Many people are told that if their triglycerides are high, they simply need to cut down on fat. This is a massive misunderstanding. In reality, triglycerides are often a reflection of excessive carbohydrate consumption, specifically refined carbohydrates and sugars. When your liver receives more glucose than your cells can burn for immediate energy, it converts that excess into triglycerides. These are the fat particles floating in your bloodstream, waiting to be deposited into your arterial walls. If you see high triglycerides on your lab report, please stop blaming the olive oil or the butter. Instead, look at the hidden sugars in your bread, your fruit juices, and those healthy-looking granola bars. The solution is to starve the liver the excess sugar, not the healthy fats. Now, let's discuss the HDL, or what many call the good cholesterol. Most people approach HDL like a scoreboard, hoping it goes up through some magic pill. But HDL is a functional particle. Its job is to act as a cleanup crew, transporting cholesterol from your tissues back to the liver to be recycled. If you have chronic inflammation from constant glucose spikes, your HDL particles become dysfunctional. They stop cleaning the arteries and start becoming part of the problem. This is why having a high HDL number is not enough. You need high-quality, functional HDL. Reducing your reliance on processed, sugar-laden foods is the fastest way to restore the functionality of these particles. When you lower your systemic inflammation, you allow your body to perform its natural maintenance routines once again. I often get asked about the role of fasting. While intermittent fasting can be a powerful tool for many, it is not a cure-all if you are breaking your fast with high glycemic foods. If you go 16 hours without eating, only to break that fast with processed muffin or sugary smoothie, you are effectively shocking your system. The insulin sensitivity you gain during the fast is instantly negated by the massive spike you just introduced. The way you end your fast is just as important as the duration of the fast itself. Always start with a bridge meal, something packed with fiber and protein that prepares your digestive system for the day ahead. This simple shift can be the difference between feeling energetic all day and crashing before your lunch break. We are living in an era where convenience has replaced nutrition, and the cost of this convenience is our long-term health. We have been sold the idea that breakfast must be quick, sweet, and packaged in a box. But look at the history of our species. For thousands of years, humans did not have access to these refined flours and concentrated sugars. We thrived on fats, proteins, and fibrous vegetables. If you want to feel the way you did in your 30s, you have to eat more like your ancestors. This does not mean you have to hunt for your food, but it does mean you need to shop the perimeter of the grocery store and avoid the middle aisles where the shelf-stable, synthetic items live. Consider the impact of fiber. Fiber is the ultimate regulator. It creates a gel-like substance in your gut that slows down the absorption of glucose. If you are going to have carbohydrates, they must be wrapped in fiber. This is why a whole apple is fundamentally different from a glass of apple juice. The juice is a direct injection of sugar into your bloodstream, while the apple is a slow-release, nutrient-dense package. Your body knows the difference, and it reacts accordingly. By focusing on whole, unprocessed foods, you're inherently regulating your blood sugar without having to count every single calorie or obsess over grams of sugar. It is about the quality of the signal you are sending to your hormones. Speaking of signals, let us address the role of movement. You do not need to spend hours in the gym to see a massive difference in your metabolic health. A simple 10-minute walk after your largest meal of the day can drop your post-meal glucose spike by up to 30%. This is because your muscles act as a sink for glucose. When you move, your muscles pull that sugar out of the bloodstream to use as fuel, bypassing the need for excessive insulin. It is a hack that is accessible to everyone, regardless of your fitness level. If you are serious about your health, do not let that post-meal blood sugar sit stagnant in your system. Get moving. Keep your heart rate up slightly, and you will see your biomarkers shift within weeks. I have spent 15 years watching patients transform their lives simply by changing these small, strategic variables. I have seen A1C levels drop from the pre-diabetic range back to normal. I have seen triglycerides plummet, and I have seen energy levels skyrocket for people who thought they were doomed to feel tired for the rest of their lives. The secret was never a miracle drug or a hidden superfood. The secret was simply respecting the biology of the human body and stopping the constant stimulation of the insulin pathway. You have the power to change your trajectory right now, starting with your very next meal. Stop trusting the marketing on the front of the package. Turn it over, read the ingredients, and ask yourself if you actually recognize what you are about to put into your body. If you are feeling overwhelmed, remember that you do not have to change everything overnight. Start with one meal. Change your breakfast tomorrow morning. See how you feel at noon. Then, notice how your energy levels hold steady through the afternoon. That is the proof you need. Your body is a high-performance machine, but it has been running on the wrong fuel for too long. Give it the nutrient-dense, whole food fuel it was designed for, and you will be amazed at how quickly it recovers. You are not just fighting for a better blood test result. You are fighting for your ability to wake up with vitality, to play with your grandchildren, and to live your late years with the same vigor you had in your youth. Now, I want to leave you with a final challenge. Look at your pantry tonight and find that one item you think is healthy, but might actually be a hidden sugar trap. It could be that granola, that flavored yogurt, or even that healthy-sounding protein bar. Take a picture of the ingredients list and let us discuss it in the comments. I read as many of your messages as I can, and I want to see what you are finding in your kitchens. Awareness is a first step toward change, and by sharing your findings, you are helping this entire community become more educated and more resilient. If you have found this information valuable, please make sure to share this video with a friend or family member who could benefit from this knowledge. We have a goal to reach as many people as possible with these simple, science-backed truths, and your support is how we make that happen. Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications so you are the first to know when we release our next deep dive into the science of longevity. You are the architect of your own health, and every single choice you make is a brick in the foundation of your future. Let us make that foundation strong, balanced, and built to last. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing your progress in the weeks to come. Stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, take control of your metabolic destiny. You have the strength to reclaim your energy, and it starts the moment you decide that your health is no longer negotiable. I am Dr. Harrison Blake, and I will see you in the next one.